Carrie from Tone Wars. We're going to go live in just a few minutes, but before we do, I just wanted to take a few seconds to say a few things. Jarrod and I really appreciate when you guys tune in and interact with us when we go live. We work very hard to make sure that our live streams and our produced videos are educational and entertaining for everyone. Believe it or not, there's a lot of work that goes into our live streams and our produced videos. So if you like what you're experiencing here, here's a couple ways you can help us out. The Super Chat feature is turned on and any amount will be appreciated. Jarrod is also available for private consultation for a nominal fee. You can contact Jarrod through two of the links below. One is through our Tone Wars Facebook page and the other is through email. So thank you so much for your support. The live stream's about ready to start, so go pour yourself your favorite glass of whiskey or other libation and we'll be right with you. Cheers!
Welcome to Tone Wars. Hey everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for another live interactive gear demo / review. Glad you're all here. Honored to have you guys here. Tonight, before I say hello to everybody individually, tonight we're going to demo the Peavey Invective 120, Misha Mansoor's signature amplifier. And I've spent a couple last few days getting to know this beast, and I got to tell you, this thing's pretty freaking amazing. It's very versatile, a lot of great features, and we'll get into some of that stuff. I mean, the features I'm going to cover tonight are basically like the surface level stuff, like the stuff that I think that just matters up front, you know. The deep dive stuff, I mean, you could Google it and like download the manual and stuff like that. But I'm just going to cover like the main stuff tonight that I think that most people are going to find really useful. And I'm going to play it in several mixes with a couple different guitars. This is a Ernie Ball Majesty Monarchy series guitar. This is a 7-string. This is pretty much B standard tuning, but this guy here is dropped down quite a bit. I think it's drop G. So I'm going to be playing some stuff with that as well to show you the different tunings. It's like some people say like, well, nowadays amps can't handle lower tunings, but they can. If you dial them in properly, they definitely can. I did post the signal chain for you guys in the description of the video, and you're kind of looking at some of it here. I have the little different tonight. Usually I have my Mesa cab about 10 feet away facing me, but tonight I figured I would put it underneath the amp and just make it look kind of nice. And you guys can see like I'm miking it with the Senheiser E609 here, and it's going to a mixer and then out to an interface to you guys. So that's what you're hearing. Yeah, so, and then obviously I have the Helix here. You can't see it, but the Helix is here just to add effects, and I'm using the remote that comes with the Invective to do all the switching. I didn't really have enough time to get into programming everything as far as the Helix is concerned and getting into all the deep dives with the MIDI and all that, but I figured I would use the pedal tonight with the amp because it comes with it, and it's actually a really cool pedal, and it's probably one of the best pedals out there regarding amp pedals. Most of them just come with like a basic switcher, channel A, channel B, maybe some reverb or whatever, but this one does much more than that. And I'm going to get into, again, like the basics on this pedal as well with you guys. I'm going to jump in the chat and say hello to some people here. Let's see here. Go on my phone here. Oh, wow, we got 18 people already. Thank you so much, man. I'm really, really glad you guys are here. Let me turn my in-ears up a little bit. Aaron Short, what's going on, man? Barry Prosser, what's happening? Helix Banana, what's going on, Darren? How you doing, man? Thank you so much for being here. Your stuff should be on its way, so let me know when you get it. Jason Taylor, what's happening, man? Let's see here. Dave Rebel. Hey, dude, I'm drinking your Canadian whiskey tonight, Dave. Cheers, buddy. Dave is my friend from the Great White North. Let's see here. Dave, you're having the 40 Creek spiked honey whiskey. That's awesome, man. I'm having Carrie's got the spiked whiskey, so she's hoarding that. But I got the regular stuff tonight, which is fine. Play Smoke on the Water. Shiup Lacio says, "Oh, I can't, man. I'll get like one of those copyright strikes." Let's see here. Mansoor on the Water. I met Misha. Carrie and I interviewed him several months ago. Thanks to the guys at Motor City Guitar, and he's a really cool guy. Very down to earth, just regular normal dude. So that was really cool talking to him. Hey, Rob Banano. Sorry, I don't have my glasses, so it's not cool to wear glasses. So I'm not gonna wear them. Hey, yo, what's going on, man? What did I do with Carrie? Dave asks. Oh, she did the intro. That was her. Yeah, she's got stuff going on usually on Wednesday night, so it's usually just me. But she'll be here from time to time. Let's see here. All right, cheers, everybody. Well, before I get into the mixes and all that stuff, let's just talk about this amp real quick. And I wanted to give a shout out to my sponsor, Motor City Guitar. Honestly, guys, if it wasn't for Motor City Guitar, this stuff would not happen. I'm honored to be trusted by Marty and the staff there. They let me bring home, very expensive gear and, do demos like this. And I keep it for a couple days and get to know the product and then go live on Wednesday nights and share what I've learned with you guys. And then hopefully I can learn some stuff from you guys as well. And there's links below in the description to Motor City Guitar. They ship all over the country, so if you're not close to Michigan, they can ship to your home. And if you are close, if you're in the tri-state area, I suggest coming here and checking out Motor City Guitar. They're amazing. And if you do come to this area, please hit me up. My links are below as well. Tone Wars Facebook page, you can message me through there or my email. And if you do come to Motor City, message me. And if I'm able, I will come out and hang out with you and meet you. So that would be really cool. So this is available there. I believe it's $19.99 if I'm not mistaken. Somebody asked me about the price about it earlier in a Facebook group. And yeah, I think it's $19.99. They usually have the best prices on everything, so I mean they have everything under the sun. If it's made, typically they have it. So, anyways, I've been waiting for a while to. Hey Matt Fig, what's up, man? What's happening? Bruce Clark, what's happening, buddy? It's good to see you guys here. One of these days I'm going to get together with Matt Fig. He is a Michigan guy, and we're gonna check out all his Synergy stuff and his Salvation audio modules. As you may or may not know, I'm a Synergy guy. I love all the Synergy stuff, so that's some of my favorite gear out there. So let's hear this thing, huh? I'll just play some riffs on it. Again, this is a 7-string, standard tuned 7-string, so it's in the low B, kind of thing. And I'm just going to play some riffs on here, and let's hear what it sounds like. And then I'll do some mixes for you guys, and we'll just talk about what we're experiencing here. This is kind of low-key. Let's just have some fun. Here we go. Let me mute the room mic so you can just hear the cab mic here. Yeah, pretty freaking gnarly. I found the sweet spot with the mic on this amp, and I think it sounds pretty good in my in-ears, and I don't know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of how this thing sounds, but I love it. This is channel 2. This is the rhythm channel. And believe it or not, the rhythm and the lead channel are voiced differently. The lead channel has a little more bite to it, I found. So, as it should. You're doing solos and you want something with a little more nastiness. Just so you guys know, too, as Misha does, because I actually, when I met him, he did a clinic on this very amp at Motor City Guitar. And it was funny because he was hoping they'd have one of his precision drive pedals at the store, but they didn't. So I actually let him use mine. And oddly enough, I didn't know if he was going to use the boost inside the amp or not, but he prefers to use the precision drive pedal with it as opposed to the boost that it comes with. The boost that it comes with is pretty freaking good, but the pedal's definitely better. You know, I've found the pedal to be it just gives it that gnarly kind of attack that we all love. And he made this thing sound amazing with all his backing tracks at Motor City when he did his clinic. And so I'm pretty much mimicking what he did. I remember how he set up my pedal because I handed it to him. I had it set up the way I use it, and I was like, well, is this close to what you would do? And he's like, yeah, actually it is. And he just nudged a couple knobs, and he goes, that's it. So I remembered what he did, so I have pretty much the exact same settings that he used. And, man, it just really pushes this amp. Let me do this for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and turn the pedal off, so there's no boost right now. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play those same kind of riffs again on the amplifier without the boost so that you can hear what it sounds like without. Then I'm going to turn the internal boost on, the boost that the amp comes with. Going to turn that off, and then I'm going to go ahead and go back to the precision drive for you guys. Okay, so let me mute the mic and get that going here. Obviously, it needs to be boosted. It's pretty flubby without it, but I mean, let's face it, 90% of the amps that are out there do need a boost. So it's not a derogatory statement. It's just it is what it is, right? But at least it sounds great by itself, and it sounds good enough to say, hey, let's just put a boost in front of it, and off we go. So if the guy that, this is his signature amp, and he boosts it with his signature pedal. It obviously works very well with that. And I prefer it over the boost that comes with the amp. I think the boost that comes with the amp is pretty good, actually. It would definitely get you by if you couldn't afford a boost pedal right away. But I much prefer the precision drive with the amplifier as opposed to the one that it comes with. It just has a better attack to it, and it's tighter, but it doesn't sacrifice all that low end. There's plenty of low end. On that note, somebody asked me on Facebook earlier today if it had the same kind of low end kind of girth that the 5150 does. Yes, it does, for sure. This has a resonance knob, and right now it's at like 2 o'clock, maybe just past 2 o'clock, and that's really where you get that fullness, I'll demonstrate that in a minute, but that resonance knob does make a really big difference as far as the sonic footprint of the amp is concerned. So if you have a smaller cab, like I have the 212, which is my favorite cabs. I don't want to. The 412s are kind of woofy for me. I prefer a tight, percussive, punchy 212, and that's what this is. But it doesn't have the girth that a 412 has, but you can add that with the resonance knob. So I'm going to start out with the resonance knob all the way off, and I'll do a couple, chuggy riffs, and then I'll bring it up at like third. I'll bring it up to like 9 o'clock, noon, 3 o'clock, and then all the way up. So let's do that right now. So as you heard, it added fullness, but it didn't make it flubby, and it didn't cover up the notes with all the low end. It just gives you that feeling of having a bigger cab, So, and it doesn't really sacrifice the notes. It doesn't overwhelm the notes that you're playing. So I thought that was a really cool feature. And I know having a resonance knob isn't anything new these days, but I definitely wanted to point that out for guys that were wondering, well, I mean, how big does it sound? Can you make it sound bigger? And honestly, the resonance knob without this that feature, I mean, I almost think it should be a standard feature on amplifiers now. Having a resonance knob really does make a huge difference. And it adds exactly what it says. Resonance, not bass, but resonance. And I really like that feature a lot. We're up to 28 people here. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it. Let's see here. Let me go back. Barry Prosser, man, you make every amp sound amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really do. And I have to give credit to the amps too, because hey, these amps, I mean, they're very, very good amplifiers that I'm dialing in on the channel, and it's been really fun to dial these in and find the sweet spot with a mic that captures what I think is the fullness of the tone. And the one of the kind of tricks that I do is I got these really good 5-driver in-ears. And so I'll dial it in where it sounds great on the in-ears, and then I'll pull one out and I'll walk across the room and I'll kind of test the amp in the room and make sure it sounds exactly how it does in my in-ears. And I've moved the mic until I get that sweet spot, and that really does help. So I feel like I'm capturing the essence of the amplifier right now and the speaker combination, by doing that. That's what I like about the Senheiser E609. It's got a big kind of spread to it, so it captures a lot of that speaker. You just got to find that sweet spot, So anyways, I appreciate the kind words, though. Thank you. And a lot of these amps are easy to sound good. You just dial them in. I mean, I got the gain at 2 o'clock. I have the low at noon, the mids at noon, and I have the treble at 1 o'clock. And then the presence is at 11 o'clock. And that's pretty much what you're listening to. I mean, it just sounds incredible. It's a great amp. Let me go back and say hello. Gravel Rocks, what's up, buddy? Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for the horns. Woo! Bruce Clark, what's going on? Okay, let's see here. Andrew Stonerock, he prefers the precision drive because it's got the gate. He likes to double gate his signal path. Gate on the precision drive, gate on the amp. Super tight and percussive. A la Genty goodness. Yeah, you're right, dude. I have the gate on the precision drive all the way down. So it's all the way off, but it does still work when it's all the way down. It's just less sensitive. And I do have the gate on both of the gain channels. And you're right. The gate really does make a difference. And I'll show you that right now. Let me go ahead and go to the lead channel. I'm going to turn the gate off for a second. Now, cover your ears or whatever. Just you guys with in-ears and stuff, I'm just warning you ahead of time. It's going to get kind of squealy, but I wanted to show you what this will do. Ready? Here we go. You know what's funny is the gate on the Precision Drive's catching it so well that it's not letting it through, even though I have it all the way down. Well, I guess that's a testament to how good it is. You know what's funny is it was doing that. Oh, hang on. I figured it out. 1 second. I wasn't on the lead channel on here, so that's why, because I have gates in the Helix as well, so I just turned all those off. So yeah, I mean the gate on here works really, really well. So there was no gates involved at all when you heard the squealing, and then I just engaged the gate on the pedal, which, you know, is associated with the amp here, and it shut it down immediately. So yeah, it does work really, really well. I forgot when I'm on the lead channel, all my gates are off in the Helix and everything. So, but yeah, I mean the gate is very, very handy. It really tightens things up a lot, and I don't have the gain up that high. It's just at 1 o'clock. You know, it's 1 o'clock on the amp. So it's not like I got it cranked all the way up. I mean, 1 o'clock tends to be my sweet spot on most amplifiers when I'm playing live. And it feels good there. I get plenty of that great feel and stuff. So anyways, yeah, the gate is, I mean, this amp has tons of great features, you know. Okay, so I'm going to play 3 mixes for you in a row, and then we'll talk some more. But before I do that, I just want to say hello real quick. Up to 33 people now. Chicago Todd, what's up, buddy? Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Let's see. Warm chord music. What's going on, Jay? Rev calls it a depth knob. I agree. It should be a standard feature these days. No, you're right, dude. I think it's a great, great, great feature. In fact, Jamie Trevino, the Law, I think he's in here, he's told me about the depth finder by Amp Tweaker. And I'm going to get one of those and demo that for you guys too, because that kind of adds that depth too. So if you're looking for something that will add that, but your amp doesn't have it, check out the Amp Tweaker Depth Finder. I guess that really does make a huge difference. Bruce Clark, does the 20-watt Invective sound close to the 120-watt head? Thanks. I did actually, great question. I did actually do a review of the 20-watt, and I thought it sounded great. This is going to sound bigger because it has the bigger tubes and it has more tubes in it. But tone-wise, yeah, it's very close. You're just going to have more resonance and a girthier kind of sonic footprint with this guy. I think a lot of it has to do with the tubes. You know, I mean, you go with an amp that has the smaller tubes in it, and I think what you're going to get is the tone will be there, but the size will be lacking a little bit. And I say that with the greatest amount of respect, because, I mean, let's face it, as micro amps, you're going to get, you know, a smaller sound. It's just normal. But the MT15 by PRS has the bigger 6L6 tubes in it, and I'm telling you, it makes a difference. That amp sounds, it literally sounds like it's a big amp. You know, it's crazy. But that said, don't let that stop you from buying the mini version of this, because I reviewed it. And I loved it, and a lot of people that heard me play it were like, dude, that's some of the best tone I've ever heard you have. So that's a testament to how good that amp is. You know, it really is good. Let's see here. And if I don't read your question, feel free to put it up again, because I'm scrolling past. I probably can't keep up with them sometimes, and I apologize. Let's see. Ben Burnett, the Precision Drive makes that tone so good. Very flubby without. Yeah, you're right, dude. Very flubby without. Would cutting the bass help the flub in case without the boost. Let's give that a try. I'm going to go ahead and cut the bass down. The bass is at noon right now. I'll turn the bass all the way down and just see what happens. And I'll move it up by 1 number increments. 1 second. Yeah, great suggestion. It does cut some of the flubbiness out, but then again, you're cutting out the bass. So I would say here's the thing. Well, I'll say this about flubby amps. Flubby amps are amazing because I boost everything anyway, so I don't give a crap. You know, give me a flubby amp, I'll throw a precision drive in front of it, and now it's a big, fat, percussive, aggressive amp. So the flubbier, in a way, within reason, of course, the better, because it's hard to add low end to an amplifier that just doesn't have it unless you do it artificially with things like EQ and things like that. But if you got a really tight amp, and then but it still needs to a push, to kind of give you that feel that you're looking for. Sometimes the problem with that is you have to really adjust things on your boost pedal, because it'll cut too much low end out, and now your amp is it's thin, very percussive, but it doesn't have any balls, So I like tight amps, but you could cross that threshold where it's now it's too tight, and it still needs a boost for things, response-wise, sustain, shredding, all that kind of stuff. And now you're cutting off low end that's not even there, and it makes the amp even thinner sounding. So again, don't be afraid of amps that have some flub. Ain't no wrong with a little junk in the trunk on your amp, fellas. Just put a little boost pedal in front of it, and everybody's happy. Yeah. So say hi to a few more people, ask some questions, and then we'll go ahead and. Yeah, it still sounds flubby, John K. says. Yeah, you're right. It's still flubby. I mean, you turn the bass down, it still needs that punch, So, again, get a boost pedal. Don't let people tell you, the purists out there, oh, you don't need one. Well, okay. All right, Dad Rock. Boost pedals are the jam. You got to have one. What's up, Derek Samp? Hey, cuz, have you ever thought about doing demos with other guitars? Maybe get Motor City to help out with PRS and Les Paul just to get some pickup options. Oh, yeah, I will definitely do that. Thanks for the question, and thanks for being here, dude. In fact, I'm going to have John Petrucci night very soon where I do all his gear. I'm going to have his amp, cab, and all of his new guitars here, and I'm going to compare them to the ones that I have, and we're just going to have a celebration of the best guitar player on the planet, in my humble opinion. He's one of my heroes, and great, fantastic guy, fantastic player. He's done a lot for the industry and for gear. So I will be doing that, and I'll be doing some other stuff as well. So let's see here. The Friedman 20-watt JJ Jr. with EL84s will change your mind about EL84 tube amps. In fact, if you scroll down on my channel, I actually reviewed that amp. Yep, not too long ago. I preferred, believe it or not, the cab emulation on it than I did the speaker that it came with, because it was an open back, because it was a combo amp, and the open back kind of stuff just is too airy for me. I like something really tight. So, but it was a good amp. Just turn the gain down versus the bass. I mean, I get it, but the gain, if you turn the gain down too far, now you're not getting any aggression, which I get it, it'll tighten it up a teeny bit, but I mean, the gain, the thing you guys don't understand too, and I say this with the greatest respect, when you have an amp, I mean, every amp is different with gain. Like one amp's 3 is another one's 5, another one's 7 is another one's 4, you know. So I don't really look at numbers when it comes to gain. I look at, like, I just feel it and I hear it, and I'm like, there it is. That's the saturation that I need to do what I do, you know. And I could turn the gain down for you guys. Let me do that real quick. We're on channel 2. I'll turn the gain down. I'll bring it up incrementally with the boost on, and then I'll do it with the boost off, then I'll do it with the boost on. Okay, so after about 3 o'clock and on, that's where it got muddy. But anything before that, it was still pretty tight. So just rule of thumb, I guess, on this amp, below 3 o'clock with the gain, if you're not going to use a boost, you know, it's definitely tighter that way. And that's where I had it. I had it at like 1 o'clock. So let me do it with the boost on. 1 second. Okay, same thing with the boost on. After 3 o'clock, it gets really sloppy. I was surprised at how aggressive it was, even at like 9, just over 9 o'clock. 1 second. You know what? I'm going to leave it just above that. Screw it. I'll leave it about 10 o'clock. That sounds pretty freaking good. If I need more, I'll turn it up later in the mixes. But let's do a mix and see what happens here. Let's just do the standard one that I start every show out with. Again, just so you guys know, I got new tracks coming, new backing tracks coming that I will be doing. And I'll be adding those to these nights too, so you guys don't get tired of these tracks. But these are good for testing amps out, and that's why I wrote them that way. But let's go with the standard fare tonight and see what we got. Hang on. Yeah, that sounded good in my ears anyway. So yeah, I mean that's a pretty good setting right there. Just above 10 o'clock, maybe just under 11, right around there on channel 2. And yeah, that's pretty gnarly. Very, very gnarly. So let me check something here real quick. Yeah, pretty freaking good. Very good, in fact. I like that a lot. That sounds incredible. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, this is a beast of an amp. It really is. Let me, Ben Burnett, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. You know, I spend a lot of time on these live streams, setting everything up and getting to know this gear and sound checking and stuff. So I really appreciate any support that I get. Dust Devil, what's up, buddy? Yeah, the Amp Tweaker Depth Finder. That's what it is, Depth Finder. Works great in my Kemper, and I use it for a lead boost. The effect loop of my rev generator 120. Or for my crank. Wow, that's really cool, man. I didn't know you could use it as a boost. That's awesome. Let's see here. Gravel Rocks. I wonder if the new G20, the Rev G20, can compare to the MT15. You know what? We're going to find out, because I'm going to get me one of those as soon as Rev said they would send me one after NAMM. So as soon as I get back, I'm going to hit them up, and we're going to work something out, have them send me one. And I will do a live stream just like this with the Rev G20. And I will have my MT15 here that night. And let's just see how they compare. I got no problem with that at all. Let's see here. Trouser Snake, what's going on, man? He says, I wish that 20-watt version would have been in the micro shootout. Yeah, me too, man. I couldn't get a hold of it for that. But one of these days when I get my hands on it again, maybe I'll do another one. Great idea. They just didn't have it in stock when I was in there. So, but I will definitely, I'm with you, man. I want that too. Greetings from Portugal, Manuel says. I'm thinking of purchasing the 20-watt version. Liked a lot of your review on it. Thank you. Thank you very much. But just for curiosity, can you give us a boost with the Ibanez TS9? Sorry for my English. No problem, dude. I don't have a Ibanez TS9. But basically what the Horizon Devices Precision Drive is a, you know, it's kind of like a one of those on steroids, kind of. So if that helps you, but I would say that it would probably work just fine with it. I really think it would. Andrew says, don't tell Jarrod to turn down the gain. I did, though, and it actually worked pretty good. It sounds good either way. Dave Rebell says, Peavey has got some pretty good gear. The lunchbox unit was pretty good in last week's demo. Yes, it was. But the Mesa from that round crushed it. But the cost left me wanting. Yeah, I mean, that Mesa was just ridiculous. I mean, that thing was... Yeah, that thing was an absolute beast. You could feel it in the room. Like, when that thing roared, I mean, you're like, oh, that's a bigger amp. Even though it's not. You know, it just sounds like a bigger amp. It had more tubes in the preamp section, so maybe that's what it was. I don't know, but that thing just crushed. It was amazing. What's up, Paul? Paul Raymond. What's happening, man? These tracks that you're hearing tonight are courtesy of Paul. These backing tracks. Most of them, one of them will be because of the studio, the other studio I go to, but all the ones that I'll be playing next are Paul's from Paul's studio. So, Trouser Snake says, let's do a Luke versus Petrucci shootout. I'll bring 3 Lukes over. Dude, that sounds good. Bring them over. Hit me up. Yeah, I got the links below. Hit me up, dude. That'll be fun. John K, what boost are you using? I'm using the Horizon Devices Precision Drive. Andrew Stonerock, it sounds good. Not really your sound, though. I'll give it to the MT15 and that 25-watt boogie. Those were your sound for sure. Thanks, man. No, I think this sounds really good. I like it. But that MT15, man, there's something special about that amp. It just works really well with me. I'm not saying it's better than this, but I'm just saying maybe more suitable for what I do. But it doesn't take anything away from this, though. I'm just saying in general, this is a killer, fantastic amplifier. I've enjoyed getting to know it and dialing it in, and found it to be very easy to use. And I think it sounds killer. I would suggest getting this for anybody that's looking like this. Warren Brett, what's going on, man? How you doing? Can you post amp settings at the end? Yes, I will. Great question. Great suggestion. Remind me to do that later, too, if you don't mind. I will happily do that for you. Right now, what you're listening to is channel 2. The gain is at about 11 o'clock. The low is at noon. Mids are at noon. Treble is at 1 o'clock. Presence is at 11 o'clock. Resonance is at 2 o'clock. So that's basically what you're listening to right now. And it's being boosted with the Precision Drive. John K. sounds better dry. Let's see here. Ben, you can set up a screamer through the Helix depending on how you have it set up. The Sims sound virtually identical, yeah, to the real pedal. Yeah, you could definitely, if you have, like a Helix or something like that, you can set up, any kind of overdrive pedal that the Helix has. I could try to do that later for you, but for now, let's get to another mix. Let's do a song called Disjointed. This one's pretty crazy. And pretty genty in the beginning. So we're on channel 2 right now. Let's see what we got. Okay, let's do that again on channel 3 this time. Yeah, that sounded great too. Yeah, channel 3's got a little more bite to it. It's a great channel as well. Mainly made for leads. But yeah, it's a great channel. I like either one. I like the fact that you have channels on this amp that are voiced a little differently. so that you can really maximize the rhythm channel for that and the lead channel for that. And honestly, these channels are so good that depending on your taste and your style, you can, if you really like the sound and the feel of channel 2, you can use that for rhythm and lead if you want. You know, so that's really nice too, you know. Same thing with channel lead or channel 3. You can use that for lead and rhythm. So that's actually a really good feature as well. Very versatile amp. You know what? Let's hear the clean channel while we're at it. Let me switch over here and turn this on. Channel 1. Here we go. Sounds really good. It takes effects really well, and I just a little bit of chorus delay and reverb on it. That's it. No other effects, and I just think it sounds chimey and warm and big and full. And unlike a lot of high gain amplifiers, it doesn't have like that crappy pointy brash clean channel on it. It's a very usable channel, and that's what I like. Like when you buy an amp, especially when you spend this kind of money on an amp, you don't want an unusable channel. You know, I mean, you're paying for that channel. It should be something that you can use. This amp has all 3 channels on it, excuse me, that are 100% usable. There's nothing I don't like about any of these channels. You know, I think they all sound very good. So there's no wasted money here. You know, excuse me, I've had the heat on all day. It's got cold today, and it's really dry in here. Let's see here. Bruce Clark says the PRS MT15 good for rock band covers. Yeah, it is. Dude, that's a freaking killer, very versatile amp. Let's see here. Last mix was better. Okay. Clean channel is really good. Geez, excuse me, guys. That was most definitely due to Misha. Yeah, Misha's big on everything sounding amazing, you know. Maybe I need a shot of whiskey, huh? All right, so let's get on. Let's do another mix here. I'm going to do these mixes twice. I'll do them in each channel. That way you get a chance to hear them in the different channels. So this one I'm going to do all in channel 2. I'm going to turn the gain up a little bit though, because I'm going to put it at noon, because I'm doing leads on this too, and I need a little more for leads. So I found a sweet spot with that. So let's go ahead and do that. Just got to find it. Here it is. 1 second. Okay, as you can hear on the leads, anyways, it didn't have as much juice as I would like it at noon. So I probably would have put that back at like 1 or 2 o'clock for the solo. But it still sounded really good. I felt that the lead tone on this was really warm. It didn't have any brashness to it at all. It sounded great. The tone was really good. I just needed a little more juice. I was looking down to see if my boost pedal was on. I was like, man, I'm not getting that sustain that I like. But I know it'll do it because I did it before at about 1 or 2 o'clock. It had just enough. And yeah, it sounded great. It felt really good. Again, just need a little more boost or a little more gain on the channel 2 if you're going to do leads and rhythms on it. That's the sweet spot, about 1 o'clock. And now let's see what channel 3 is like. Same song. See if I could play this better too. Here we go. Yeah, the gain on that was set up right. I think it sounded just as good, though. It had a little more bite to it, but it's still... I mean, I'm listening to it in in-ears, and it's right... I mean, these notes are tattooed to my eardrums right now, and they still sound amazing. I'm not hearing anything that's annoying my ears at all. This thing sounds really good. Very well-rounded amplifier. Let me read some comments here. Let's see here. Astronaut of Bohemia. Dude, what's up, buddy? Good to see you here. Sounds Purple Rainish. Yeah, hey, thank you. Anything Prince, man, that guy was freaking amazing. Let's see. Gravel Rock says, if you can say you should try a Hughes and Kettner GM40 Deluxe. Yeah, I mean, I'll try anything, you know. I'd love to try that. Absolutely. Andrew Stonerock, Channel 3 is probably more saturated. Oh, yeah, Channel 3 is at like 1 o'clock gain-wise. So it's not, you know, big difference, but that's what I mean with gain. I find my sweet spot, and then bam, there's like, okay, I can do... If I'm using one channel, I try to find a happy medium. So like optimally, like on this amp, I would use channel 2 for rhythm, channel 3 for gain. I'd have the rhythm channel set up to be super tight and percussive, not too much saturation. And then when I go to the lead channel, it's pretty much balls out. You know what I mean? So, sorry about the coughing. I don't know what's going on tonight. I know I'm really super hungry, and I probably shouldn't be drinking whiskey. Yeah, so that's basically how I would set it up. You know, channel 1 for rhythm or for cleans, channel 2 for a really tight, percussive, aggressive rhythm, and then channel 3 for just all-out shreddy lead channel. I think would be the perfect way to set this amp up. Bruce Clark says, "Good lead, thanks, buddy. I really appreciate that very, very much. Really appreciate that." Gunnerman 54, what's going on, man? You should try to do a Laboga, Mr. Hector, or the Driftwood Purple Nightmare. Oh, yeah. If I can get a hold of a Driftwood, I will definitely have that on the channel for sure. I love those amps. I think they're amazing. So, yeah, thank you for the suggestion. Is your sound coming from the cab mic in the live session or via the video? I know how to sync up after... now, but not live. It's coming from the cab. My live sound's coming from the cab. So I mute the room mic, which is this guy here. That's what I'm talking on. And then whenever I play, I mute this mic, and then all you're going to hear is this. Because I hate it when people demo amps and it's like a room mic. It's like, dude, that doesn't help me. It sounds like crap. I can't judge an amp based on what a room mic's telling me. Because all you hear is a bunch of air and a little bit of tone. I always try to mic it for you guys so you guys get a really good, tight mic sound. Sometimes I'll even take a blanket and put it over, you know, a couple of really heavy blankets and really, you know, seal this in and make it sound even thicker. But tonight I figured I would just do this, and frankly I think it sounds pretty good, so I'm just going to keep it like this tonight. Let's see. Matt Force! What's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for coming in, man. I really appreciate it. Late to the party, just got home from the shop. Great playing as always, my friend. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that very much. If you go to Motor City Guitar, go see Matt. He's the man. Great guy. He, you know, that staff there is amazing. So, can't say enough good about the staff at Motor City Guitar. You guys are awesome. You know, you guys are becoming like family to us, and we really appreciate that very much. Godfreak 71, it's really all the Kemper. Yeah. I got a Kemper over there under a blanket. You guys, the Kemper does sound amazing. Let's see here. Andrew Stonerock had to bounce. Can't YouTube and drive. Also, I got nominated to do the 3-note song challenge. Had to write a song at least 2 minutes using only 3 notes. Tougher than I expected. Yeah, that would be hard. Drive safe, man. Thanks for stopping in, Andrew. Warren Brett. KSR or Wizard amps would love to hear. Nothing but great things on the forums. By the way, your leads on that last song sounds like Steve Vai. Oh, thank you. You know, I appreciate that. And that one riff in there, I learned from Robert Baker's channel. That is kind of a Steve Vai kind of riff. I'll show it to you right now. It's one of my favorite riffs now. Watch me screw it up. Hang on one second. Yeah, that's a riff I learned for Robert Baker's channel. He had like 5 riffs you guys got to learn, and I love Robert Baker. He's an amazing teacher. And sorry I screwed it up there a couple times, but I think you get the gist of it. It's a root fifth all the way down, and you just go a whole step each time, and it's just such a cool. It like the riff, all the notes kind of melt into each other, and it's just really neat. So thank you, I appreciate that very much. Let's see here. Oh, the Warren. Yes, the KSR. I have a friend, Mike Hasty from Walls of Jericho, who lives really close to me. He's like 10 minutes from me. And he said I can use his KSR. I think he's got an Aries on the channel. So keep your eyes peeled, because I will have that amp, with Mike's permission, I'll have that amp on here for sure. I would love to do that amplifier. I played it at his house, and that thing sounds incredible. Great amplifier. All right, so let's talk about the pedal real quick. Let me see if I can show it to you guys. It's attached, so I don't want to detach it, but that's a big freaking pedal. It's got everything on it. It runs via MIDI, and it's powered through the MIDI as well. You have preset mode, so you can have presets on here. You can also have your favorite pedals plugged into this amp. It has power sources for 2 pedals on the back. It'll even run Strymon, so it's got that much power. 2 effects loops, which I think is incredible, so that way you can have some pedals for your clean channel and some pedals for your dirty channels, and then you could program this remote to turn on effects loops accordingly for whatever channels that you want to assign those pedals to, which I think is really cool. And I love amps with great tech in them, because I hate it when I get an amp that sounds amazing and then it's got no tech or low tech in it, and it's kind of a deal breaker, because I'm like, man, I'd really like to take this amp out on the road or at a show, but I can't, because it doesn't have MIDI, or it doesn't have certain things that I need to do switching with and stuff. Now I'm up here doing the river dance every time I want to change channels and effects. This amp's got it all. So it's got the MIDI foot switch here, and you can turn the gate on and off. You could program the MIDI with a CC4. You could program any MIDI commands on it. You can put the boost on or off and program that for preset for all the different channels here. Turn the effects loops on and off. And then you got the channel select, and then you have a master boost and a drive boost. So per channel. So I mean, it's definitely the best amp switcher or amp pedal that I've ever seen, because it's got all those options on it. Most of them just have channel A, channel B, maybe reverb. This one's got way more than that, and it's programmable. Misha's, he's a younger guy. He's into the techie kind of stuff, and he's a touring musician. So he's going to think of the stuff that, like the techie type stuff, because he's into that big time. And he's also going to think about the stuff that matters to touring musicians. And that's why he put his heart and soul and all that thought into this amplifier. When I met him several months ago, he told me all that stuff. He said, yeah, I put everything I had into that amp. I mean, everything I could think of, every option that you could think of is in there, and that's what you're paying for. Because the thing is you could save money and get a cheaper amp, but then there's that time where you add a pedal, or you have this scenario come up where you're like, oh, I want to bring this amp, but it doesn't fit in that scenario now because there's no tech there to handle that scenario. This amp's not going to do that to you. It's got all the stuff that you could possibly think of, and honestly, there's headroom in the tech, if that makes sense to you guys. There's room for growth. There's room for scenarios with this amplifier that you're not going to run into a scenario where you're like, oh, I can't use this because it doesn't have this or that. It's got everything. It really does. So I think it's just a killer amp. Very well thought out. And people that watch this channel, they probably think, man, you like everything. Well, I don't like everything, but I only have stuff I like on the channel, because why have something on that stinks, So I'd rather have something on the channel that's really good and we can have a nice positive evening about it. I'm sure there's exceptions to that in the future. I'll be bringing stuff on here and there that maybe I might be concerned about, but this thing's killer. I would highly recommend this for anybody. I really would. I just think it's a fantastic amplifier. Let me see if there's any other questions, and I'll do another mix here. And let's see. Astronaut of Bohemia. All amps mentioned here are great, by the way. I just have a whiz. Yeah, I want to try. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. I mean, I want to try one of those really bad. The Wizards are amazing amps. A friend of mine, Tim Warner, I think he just got one and is doing profiles of it or something, and at Live Ready Sound. He makes great profiles, by the way. So does Matt Fig, that's in here. Ben Burnett, will you play the stripper song and cover the rules for first-time visitors to NAMM? I'm thinking about going to NAMM, but don't know what to do or how to do it. Help. The stripper song. Yeah, I don't know that one, man. I don't know that. But I did see a video about like first-timers at NAMM, and fist bumps and Purell, and you'll survive. Fist bumps and Purell. As long as you remember those two things, you'll be fine. And when you see a rock star, don't take up too much of his time. That's hilarious. Ken, how does this amp compare to Blue Guitar's Iridium? I get that question a lot when I do amp reviews now, because that Blue Guitar Iridium sounded so good. Great question. I mean, it's going to sound bigger, but I mean, I'll tell you, the Blue Guitar Iridium's amazing. I mean, it weighs 2 pounds. It could fit in your backpack, and you can plop it on the floor and go with it. And that thing is just absolutely amazing. It's in a league all of its own, because it's a smaller amp, and it's the nanotube technology, so it's really unique and different. But man, that thing really holds its own, especially in a recording scenario. Like, well, I watched my video back of that episode when I went live with the Blue Guitar Iridium. I was shocked at how good it sounded. It just sounded really meaty and thick, and it's a great amp. Yeah, it really is. You're going to have... I think that most people, if you were to go like on stage or on tour or whatever, you would appreciate the Blue amp for how great it sounds, especially for the size and the form factor that it has. And you'd be super grateful that it fits in your overhead on a plane, fit on the bus easily, in your car or whatever. And when you're playing through it, you're not sitting there going, oh man, I'm just kind of grinning and bearing it tonight. I wish I had something else. It's really good, really, really good. But I don't know. That's a tough one. I guess it depends on the scenario, right? Like if you have two different cars, you have a Maserati and a Honda Civic. If you're going to the store to get groceries, you're going to probably take the Civic. It's probably got better trunk space, easier to park, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to worry about people door dinging you, all that kind of stuff. But if you're going to go for a Sunday drive out on the freeway and just put the sunglasses on and blast the radio and forget your troubles, you're probably going to take the freaking Maserati, So I think a lot of these amps and a lot of these options out there vary depending on the scenario that you're in. And we're always grateful that we have the Honda Civic or the Maserati, depending on what we're doing and where we're going and what we're using them for. I know that sounds very PC, but I really do like the Iridium very much. I thought it was very cool. And maybe at times it sounds like I'm being, too PC or too safe, but honestly, it's just the truth. Like, I like this a lot, and I like the Blue Iridium a lot, and it depends on the scenario that I'm in. which one I would use. Wow, Jason Taylor, thank you so much, man, for the super chat. I really, really, really appreciate that. That means a lot. He says, I don't have any interest in the Invective personally, but I still love to watch all of your videos. Wow, thank you so much. Where I gained so much information. Got the Blue Guitar Iridium and would love to see more using it with the Helix via MIDI. Thank you very much again. I really appreciate it. And your wish is my command, my friend, because I finally got my MIDI cable upstairs from Sweetwater. It came in, and I'm going to hook it up to the Helix, and we'll do an episode about that. We'll do it within the next few. How's that sound? I got some big stuff coming up, and then I'll do an episode about that for sure, because I think that's really cool. I got to tell you, man, that amp is really cool. In fact, Thomas Blug actually commented on my review of it and shared it in his group and wanted to meet me at NAMM this year because he loved the video so much. And unfortunately, I won't be at NAMM this year, but I definitely plan on seeing him at Summer NAMM, or for sure next year. So I think that would be really cool to meet him. It's a genius product. It really is. It's fantastic. Everybody I know that have gotten one has said great things about it. So that speaks highly of that product. Let's see here. Ben says, I second seeing more of the Helix with the Iridium. I will do that for sure. Oh yeah, Chicago Todd says, he thinks the Iridium rocks. Yeah, it does. It's a great, great amplifier. Hey, Carrie, what's going on? That's the best co-host in the world right there. Sorry you're not here tonight. Let's see here. Godfreak71, I just got the 6505 Plus, and I love it so far. Oh, it's a great amp. I'll have that on the channel for sure. I mean, the thing I really love about Motor City, besides the service prices and the location and all that stuff, is I can go in there and they're so cool about, like, what do you want to review this time, you know? And I could pick out stuff, and they're very nice about it and very helpful with it. And they love doing this because it's great for the community. You know, they're all about sharing the love with the community and letting you guys check out some cool stuff free of charge. And really, they're just great people. So I'm sure if I go in there, and I hate to sound presumptuous, but based on how things have gone so far, I could probably get one to review for you guys, and I would love to do that for you. Wow, Ken. Wow, thank you so much, man, for the super chat. Goal! Thank you so much, buddy. Very much appreciate that. Let's see here. Chicago, thank you. Seriously, guys, you guys are really making my day. Chicago Todd says he is a tone genius, Thomas Blug. No, you're right, he is. And he's a fantastic player, and he's a touring musician. He's been a hired gun. He's been in just about every band you could think of out there. So the Blue Amp Iridium, great product because it's made for guys that go out and tour and they don't want to carry a bunch of stuff around. So, and it's pretty much little to no sacrifice when you use it. So, Chicago Todd, wow, thanks, man. $5. Thank you so much for the super chats, guys. I really appreciate that so much. Really appreciate that. Jason Taylor says, I currently using the Synergy Slow and TDLX mods with my Sen 5050 and love it as well. But man, that Iridium is small and light. No, you're right, dude. And it is. It's a great unit. But the Synergy stuff it stole my heart last year when I heard it at Motor City Guitar and played it, and I got the Sen 5050 at Sweetwater as well. So I got some great stuff there, and at Motor City. Motor City was great. I went in there and they had it hooked up, and I played it. And within 5 minutes, I was at the counter like, I'm taking this home. You know, it was amazing. And I got to say, the Sen 5050 and the Mesa cabs and the Synergy modules are all fantastic. And I will be doing a full-blown episode of those as well. I have a bunch of them. I have some of them back here. You can see them. They're right behind me. I have some Salvation Audio stuff too, and I'll do a full-blown episode of every one of them, and we can have a Synergy night soon. I think that's also a very good product. Okay, so we've heard this with a standard tune 7-string. So now let me switch to another 7-string that's drop tuned quite a bit, and let's see how it sounds with that. Okay, so we turn this volume pedal all the way down and switch guitars. Try not to scratch anything. Boy, you want to see a grown man cry. Scratch one of these guitars while I'm live. Probably need a support animal for a week. Let's get this bad boy out here. I'll tell you what the tuning is in a second. This thing is a beast. Let's go back to channel 2. And then, let's see, what is the tuning on this? This is drop G, so it's pretty sludgy. Let's see how it sounds on here, huh? That sounds killer. Now here's the thing. If you're going to use a guitar that's dropped down that low, sometimes boosting the highs or maybe even the presence just a hair will give you that bite that you need. So the presence right now is at 11 o'clock. Let me put it at noon and see what we got. That sounds fantastic to me anyways. So let me do a mix. Carrie's here. She's my co-host and my singer, actually. And I'm going to play part of one of our songs from our band, Anastasia. So you're going to hear her lovely voice on here. And I'm going to play like probably like the pre-chorus, chorus, the guitar solo, and then we'll be out. So hopefully I can do this. I haven't played the song in a long time. But let's see what we can do here. Let me get that queued up, so let's see how this all sounds. By the way, I'm going to play the rhythms on channel 2 and the lead on channel 3.
Forever look at
Yeah, that worked very well in the mix. You could hear it full vocals and bass, drums, everything. And just so you guys know, these tracks are empty. Like there's guys out there that they'll do, they'll do tracks and there's like guitars in them, so when they play the amp it sounds like bigger than it really is. There's nothing underneath here, and I'll prove it to you right now. There's nothing underneath here at all. So here's that track again.
I'll never be the same again. You've taken what should be.
So there's no guitar there. It's just bass, drums, and vocals, So, and I do that just to be transparent with you, to show you that there's nothing underneath here. Again, there's channels that do that, and they're like, listen to this guitar tone. It's like, dude, I'm hearing your amp over quad-tracked guitars. How do I know what it really sounds like, So I think it's always good to ask people that do that, like the live things, like, well, let's hear the track without your guitar to see if there's guitars there. You'll be surprised at how many guys have guitars there. And that's just not right, man. You want to keep it real, you know what I'm saying? So, let's see here. Ben says, that sounds really good. Aaron Short Music, thank you, Ben. People love the Iridium. It's a great product. Wow, you guys are still talking about the Iridium. It is. It's a great product. It actually made my top 5 products of the year. So, yeah. Let's see. What guitar is that, Aaron asked? This is a JP15. It's a Music Man. So it's John Petrucci's Music Man Ernie Ball Family Reserve. This is a Ball Family Reserve guitar. So this is a Music Man JP15. And I'm trying to get a good shot of it with the lights glaring here. This is my first guitar into the Ernie Ball stuff. So this is my gateway drug guitar. It's got a roasted maple neck. Look at that neck. That's just freaking insane, And this thing is a beast. It's an absolute workhorse. Love this guitar very much. And the reason why I chose this one to drop tune so far is because it's got that spanky maple neck that adds that kind of nice brightness to it. So when you drop tune a guitar, always keep in mind like what woods you're using, and the maple necks are always good for that because they have that spank to them, which in my opinion is too much when you got a guitar tuned standard, but when you drop it, that spank really brings kind of that brightness back out and it balances out really well. So little opinion, point for you guys. Aaron Short says, that guitar looks nice. They still make them. Oh, yeah, dude. They still make them. These guitars are insane. They are, like, I can't say enough good about these guitars. And the roasted maple necks hardly ever need adjustment because they're just so hard. They're just so solid and reliable. In fact, in a couple weeks, I'm going to have one just like this, but it's going to be the Blueberry Burst version for my Petrucci night, which is going to be freaking awesome. You guys do not want to miss that night. I'm going to have his amp, all his guitars, everything here. It's going to be insane. Let's see here. Gravel Rock says, see if your store has a Schecter Reaper 6 and try that one out. Yeah, sure, dude. I will do that. I will check that out. Let me screenshot this right now, and I'll see what I can do. Chicago Todd says, anyways, the Quarteros is having an amp get-together this month, which will include the Wizard, KSR, Mezzer Barba. Jarrod, if you can make that trip, check it out. Dude, that would be cool. Thank you for the heads up. Please email me the details, please, because you and I got to get together anyways. I think you're going to come up here, and we're going to do something with the Amp 1 and the cab. So, yeah, please send me the deets on that. I'd appreciate that very much. Let's see here. Godfreak71 says the Reaper is good. Yeah, I've heard good things about that. You have the Demon Schecter. Awesome. Aaron Short says my Strat is roasted. Looks nice. Oh yeah, dude, roasted necks are they're gorgeous, and functionally they hardly ever bow or back bow. They stay straight most of the time very easily. Bruce Clark says, thank you for the compliment. No, thank you. Astronaut of Bohemia, $5. Dude, thank you so much. so much. We really appreciate that very much. I mean, seriously, guys, it means a lot to us when we are supported by you guys, because it encourages us to keep doing this. You know, it really does. Having you here is amazing too. Trust me, seeing your names here and your comments and stuff really encourages us as well. But and on top of that, this is like icing on the cake when you guys give us the super chats and stuff, because it really does encourage us to keep going even further. You know, puts a lot of gas in the tank, literally. You know, appreciate that. Gravel Rock says, I bought the Schecter Reaper 6 and CR6 guitars in every color. Wow, you're a fan of Schecters, aren't you? Kind of like I am of these. I just love these guitars so much, but I'm open-minded. I'll check out other guitars for sure. Let me play a couple more riffs on this guy. And there was something somebody wanted me to do, and I don't want to forget that. Please, if you're here, and I'm sorry if I forget names and things that you want me to do, but there's so much going on here. I don't want to forget what you guys are asking for. So please remind me of what that was again before we close out the night, because I want to make sure I don't disappoint you with that. So please post that here, and I'll read it in a second. Meanwhile, I'll play a few more riffs on this guy. Yeah, that sounds really good. It really does. Let me see if I caught that request here. Godfreak, thanks so much, dude, for the super chat. Thank you. Gosh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, somebody asked, let me scroll back here and see if I could find it. Someone had a request, wanted me to do. Oh, Bruce Clark earlier said, you need to do a solo album for sure. Great, good playing. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you so much. In fact, I do have that on the agenda. It's on the back burner right now, but I do want to put one out. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, because I love doing solos. I mean, it scares the crap out of me to play them here on the channel live, because I don't want to screw them up, and I don't want to look bad, and I don't want to make the products that I'm demoing look bad by, you know, crap in the bed in front of everybody on the solos. But it's the way it is, right? Live, you don't get another take. You just got to do it and move on. So, but I'm getting better at the nerves part of it. But yeah, I love doing solos very much. Thank you. I want to see if I can find that request, and I don't see if I can. I don't see it anywhere. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't find. Oh, Rob Hansen. Sorry about missing this earlier. Just jumping in. So hi, hello. If not asked already, do you feel? Oh, the chat just jumped here. Let me see if I can find it again. So I think he was asking, do you feel like the boost is usable, or would you still jump on a reliable Horizon? Oh yeah, the boost in the amp is okay. And no disrespect to the amp or Peavey or Misha, but it's just okay. I think they put it there for guys who like, well, that's all I need is just a little boost. I don't like it. It doesn't work for me really at all. I think it does okay, but when you have a precision drive or even something else, it just blows it away in a way where you don't want to use it. I mean, these things are great. Aaron Short, thank you. He just texted me and said post the amp settings at the end. Thank you so much. I will do that. So let me do this real quick. I have 2 boost pedals right now. I have 3. I have one in the Helix that I'll dial in really quick for you. And then I have the Precision Drive, and I also have the Tone Wheel Boost by Antonin over at Salvation Audio. Let me show you what it sounds like with those. So I'm going to do the Precision Drive first. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the amp boost, the Precision Drive, the Tone Wheel Boost, and I'm going to dial one in on the Helix real quick, and then we'll call it a night. How's that sound? So let me turn off the boost here, the Precision Drive. I'm going to go to channel 2, which I'm on right now, and I'm going to juice the gain just a hair where I kind of like it. And let's go ahead and turn on the boost with the pedal here. So it's going to be amp boost, Precision Drive, Tone Wheel Boost from Salvation Audio, and then I'll dial one in on the Helix. 1 second. Okay, that was the amp boost, and I found that when you crank the tone all the way up, it makes a really big difference. It actually makes it a little more likable. But I still prefer the Precision Drive, so let me go to that one now. Actually, the amp boost was a lot better. I still like the Precision Drive, but they're closer now when you crank the tone knob on the amp boost. Okay, so let me go to the Salvation Audio's tone wheel. Hang on. Not bad at all. So let me find... Okay, so let me go in. I'm going to dial one in here. Give me a second. I'm getting text messages. Let me check those. Distortion, mono. Let's go down to Scream 808, which is a very common level all the way up. Tone in the middle. Gain all the way down. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I would say the Precision Drive would be preferred, that or the tone wheel, on this, and then the amp boost was actually better than the one that I dialed in here. I'm sure there's exceptions. I'm sure there's a way I could dial this in a little better, but I just set up the Scream 808 and the Helix typically. Gain 0, tone 5, level 10. And it sounds good, you know, but I just prefer... It's hard to push a real amp with circuits and tubes with something digital. You know what I mean? I just find that pedals with circuits in them push an amp with circuits better than simulated circuits in a digital platform. No disrespect to the Helix, but I just think that the real pedals will probably work better, at least in this case. Okay, maybe there's some pedals in the Helix that are better than the Scream. Maybe that's possible, but I found them to be kind of light. They're good, but they're just lacking that little bit of extra push that I prefer in a real pedal when you're dealing with real amps. Okay. Oh, that's what it was too. Ben said the manual wanted the Screamer demo that I just did. All right, cool. So I met someone's need. All right, great. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Popular channels. Maybe I'm missing something here that somebody said. Let's see here. Gravel Rocks, I'd love to see your channel take off. No, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. We worked really hard. I had a really busy summer back in 2018, and I had to kind of let the channel float for a while because I was unable to do much with it. I was busy from April to the end of October, so I did probably like 3 videos that year. So that didn't help me very much, but I hit it hard this year, or last year, and I'm going to hit it even harder this year, hopefully. And thank you so much. I mean, with support, like with people like you, everybody watching this, I mean, that's what we need to get things going here, because I want to continue doing Wednesday night live demos and reviews for you guys so that we can just, you guys can ask me questions and I'll do it. Like, seriously, like I think I proved that tonight. Like, just make requests. I'll do that stuff for you so we can all check this stuff out together. And if I think something sounds really good when we do that thing, I'll tell you. If I think it sounds really bad, I'll tell you that too. And you guys get to hear it as well because you're listening as well. And the best suggestion I can give you is use a good pair of, like, you know, earbuds or like really good speakers on your computer, TV, you know, your stereo system, whatever. I mean, I understand that we can't all listen to it on the best stuff because maybe we're, you know, stuck on a train, a plane, a car, whatever. And I get that. But we all know that listening to it on our phone speaker is okay, but you don't really get the full effect of all this stuff without listening to it on like a really good pair of speakers, whether it's in your ears or like on a desktop or something. So it does make a big difference. Let's see here. Rob Henson said, this has a built-in boost, right? Yes, it does. Do you feel like it's enough, or would you revert back to your trusty Horizon device? I would revert back to the Horizon devices, you know, precision drive. Honestly, I would. I think the boost that's in here, especially when you crank the tone, so I have it cranked. I mean, I have, everything's maxed on it, the tone and the boost, and it's good, you know, but in my opinion, the Horizon devices is better. It just has more, you know. I want that rich kind of feel when I like that chewiness, and this kind of gives it to you, but the pedal is going to give it to you more. But again, if you bought this and you just didn't have enough money for the precision drive or your other favorite boost pedal, it'll get you by, you know. It'll definitely get you by. It'd be like a nice little donut tire, you know, and you get a flat. I mean, it'll get you home, you know. So I think it would work pretty well for you. But again, I'd prefer the pedal. Let's see here. Bruce Clark says, thank you. You're welcome, buddy. That's what we're here for, man. We want to answer all your questions and everything. So, see, Gravel Rock says, you need to get some real popular channels and plug your channel. It will take off quick. I hope so. You know, I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, Peavey's shared our stuff. The Iridium, they shared it. In fact, Strymon, who made another pedal called the Iridium, they shared my video. There's a couple other channels that have shared some stuff, so I'm starting to get known, and I have a feeling like if we keep going the way we're going, my goal is to go to NAMM next year and be able to walk by some of these manufacturers' booths and have them go, hey, I think I know you. I've seen your videos, and then they would want to talk to us, and I say this with all humility, but they would want to talk to us, and then we could work stuff out where I can get gear to show you guys, and we can all hang out together, have a nice glass of whiskey or whatever, and just check out some cool gear, and I'll just be 100% honest about what I'm experiencing with it, because there's enough shilly kind of channels out there which they just turn into infomercials, you know, and they're just like, oh, buy this because it's awesome, and well, I got $4,000 to do this video. That's really why I want you to buy this, because I want to look good to the people that wrote the check, you know. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to just give you guys a place to go to get an honest opinion about things, and to turn the knobs and tell you what I think and let you experience that with me. Everybody always asks me, what does it sound like in a mix? That's why I have these mixes. That's why I go to the studio and pay, you know, to have really good professionally done mixes for you guys, so that you can watch the channel and watch me play this stuff in a professional sounding mix. There's no other guitars underneath it. It's just whatever I'm playing. And then there's bass, drums, sometimes there's keyboards and vocals as well. So I'm trying to mix it up for you guys, and I'm writing songs that challenge gear, but hopefully are musical enough so that they're enjoyable to listen to. You know, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do here, so that you can hear stuff in a full mix. Because you know how it is. I mean, yeah, you can play an amp and it's like, yeah, that sounds pretty good, but it's like, well, let's see what it sounds like in a mix, because that's really where the rubber meets the road, right? I mean, everybody's the best race driver on the track when they're the only one on the track, right? But when you're surrounded with other cars, let's see how well that car corners now, and let's see what your skills are like now. And that's kind of what I feel like with putting stuff in a mix does. It's like you're putting it on a track full of other cars, and now let's see what it'll do, you know? And so far, I mean, I've had really good luck with all the products that we've gotten from Motor City, and this is definitely a holy grail amp. It's one I've always wanted to review and to check out, and I'm grateful that they let me do that. And you know, so I'm extremely pleased with everything with this amp. I think that it's done extremely well. Now, there's going to be times where I'm on the channel and I have something on that doesn't 100% work for what I do, but I know there's folks like you, there's probably a pretty good mix of you guys out there that would absolutely love it for what you do. And so I don't want to be like this closed-minded, pigeonholed channel that just reviews gear that just works well for me, because there's a lot of different people out there. So I want to keep an open mind and review gear that works for you know, a lot of different people, so that you can hear how that would sound for you, and I can give you my honest opinion about it. And I'll honestly tell you, like, well, you know, this doesn't have enough aggression for me, but if you play this kind of music, or if you play these kinds of guitars, or if you're this kind of player, maybe this would work really well for you as opposed to me. And I'll be honest with you about that. Not the case here. I mean, the case here is I could totally rock this thing. I could totally take this out, record, perform, practice, go live, go on tour, whatever with this, and I think I'd be 100% confident with it. Is it 100% my taste? The gain structure on it is very good. I like it a lot. It's a little rounder than like the MT-15. I like something that's a little grittier. I should say I prefer something that's a little grittier, but it doesn't mean that I don't like this. I think it's very good. I would definitely give this 4.7 stars out of 5. You know, I think it's really good. And if you're into like the peripheries type stuff, the Genty type stuff, and you're a huge Misha Mansoor fan, which I am too, I think he's great, and you like something that has a very well-rounded sound, very well balanced. I mean, the leads that I played on here sounded sweet as hell. They sounded really good. So very warm. So if you're into that kind of stuff and you like the techier side of like the analog world, like the amplifiers like this, with that pedal and all the options and all that, I would say definitely go buy this. It's a home run for sure. You know, I would say go buy this. I enjoyed getting to know it and thought it was and think it's an amazing amplifier. So if there's no other questions, we'll close the evening out here. Let's see here. John Claudio, thank you for that Kemper IR victory video a while back. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, that victory Kraken Kemper video was that was fun. Yeah, that was really fun. We dialed that in and brightened it up a little bit, and it sat in the mix really good. Those are really good profiles. In fact, I want to get a victory Kraken on the show. There's a guy I know in the area that calls me every once in a while. Next time he calls me, I'm going to be like, dude, bring your Kraken over. I'd love to have the victory Kraken on the show. So thank you. Let's see here. Let's see. You are on the right track, man. Bruce Clark says, thank you so much, man. We're working really hard to stay on the right track for you guys and to do the best we can for you. Astronaut of Bohemia, how do you compare it to the Randall Satan? Both are for detuned. Great question. I have a friend in a band called Hate Unbound. His name's Daryl Mitchell, and he plays a Randall's. No, he plays the Framus Cobra. That's right. I got the two mixed up. He plays a Framus Cobra. I want to get that on here. I haven't played the Randall Satan though, so honestly, I couldn't tell you, you know, which one would be better regarding that. But I can tell you for sure. I'm playing a drop G guitar here with bridge cables on it, and it cut through a mix really well, as you heard. The leads sounded great, the rhythm sounded great, and I think it sounded awesome. And all you have to do is just nudge the presence a little bit, and it'd pop out of the mix really well. So, again, I would highly recommend this amp. I think it's very versatile. The clean channel is gorgeous, and the rhythm and lead channels are equally very usable and sound fantastic and feel fantastic. So, you know, if you're able to check out Motor City's website, click on the link that I posted in the description of the video and check them out. And, you know, go to the store if you're local. There's guys coming up from Ohio and different areas around here since I've been doing these videos, and they really are blown away with how great the store is. So, and they ship all over the country. So definitely give them guys a look and check out this amp and all the other ones that I've been reviewing. The MT15, again, I can't say enough good things about that. If you're looking for something that's a little more on the affordable side, the MT15 is available at Motor City as well, and it's a killer amplifier. I never regret playing through that. Every time I play through it, no matter what gear I have here, I'm always, you know, how you worry, like, oh, I played this awesome thing, and I wonder if I'm still going to like my stuff. And that goes through my head, too. I plug into that, and I'm always like, yeah, this thing's I still love it just as much. I'm not disappointed with it at all. And not to take away from any of the gear that I've had here, but I mean, that's just a testament to how good that amp really is. So, well, I really appreciate, let me check any other comments here. I really appreciate you guys. Let's see here. Astronaut of Bohemia. Yeah, I was going to ask about your tuning on that 7. Drop G, thanks. Is the action as low as a 6 on that 7? Thanks, I'll let you go. No problem. That's what we're here for, man. Yeah, I got the action pretty good on this. It's very, very good. I try to get the action as low as I can because that's just the way I play. When you're doing sweep picking and stuff, you don't want strings jumping up after you let go and take up too much real estate on the pick. So you want low action so that when you're doing stuff like that, everything stays pretty consistent as far as string height goes. So that's why I like it really low. But yeah, I mean, this thing plays like a dream, and yeah, it's drop G. So yeah. So anyways, well, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I really appreciate it very much. And Carrie and I will be hanging out with you guys on Sunday night, and we look forward to seeing you guys there. I always have a little piece of gear to demo on Sunday nights as well. So, God bless you guys. Thank you again so much for all the super chats and all the support and the kind words. Really appreciate it very much. We wouldn't be here without you, so we really appreciate you. And thank you, Motor City Guitar, for supporting us and sponsoring these videos with lending us gear to do these videos with. All right, you guys. Well, again, appreciate everything. Much love, and we will see you all soon. Thank you very much.